The last video, we quickly revised the formulas of the chapter Mechanical Properties of Solid. So in this video, I'll be solving and explaining the examples on that chapter. So if you have not been through the formula video, please go and check it out. Okay. So let's solve the example 9.1. Okay. So what it says is a structural steel rod has a radius of 10 mm and a length of 1 meter. And a 100 kilonewton force stretches it along its length. Okay, calculate the stress, elongation and strain on the rod. The Young's modulus of this structural steel is given as 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. So while solving any of the problems in physics, it's better to write down what it is given, what are the quantities that is given, what you need to find, and then proceed with the solution. So first we'll do that. So we'll check out what is given in the problem. Okay, so first is the radius of the steel rod. It is given as 10 mm. Okay, next is length of the steel rod, that is 1.0 meter. Okay, next is the force. Okay, 10 kilonewton force stretches it. Okay, so it is force which is 100 kilonewton. Okay, and what is given is the Young's modulus of this steel. So Young's modulus is 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. Okay, now what we have to find, what quantities we have to find through this problem is, first is stress. Okay, B part is elongation, and C is strain. Okay, so you will get a clear idea like how to proceed if you have these quantities in front of you. Okay, so first I would like to do is convert the given quantities units into SI units. For example, here radius is given in 10 millimeters. So while solving, it's better to have every quantity in SI units so that you can proceed faster rather than converting the units in between. Okay, so we'll convert the 10 millimeter here first. So we have to know that like 1 millimeter is 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, the conversion is that. Okay, so we have given radius as 10 millimeter. Okay, so it can be written as 10 times 1 millimeter is 10 raised to minus 3 meter, right? So it is 10 times 10 raised to minus 3 meter, which is nothing but 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Okay, so we have converted the radius, which was in millimeter, into meter. Okay, length is given in meter, so no need to change. Next is the force. Force is given as 100 kilonewton. Okay, so we have to know the conversion factor first. So 1 kilonewton is 10 raised to 3 Newton. Okay, so 1 kilonewton, we know the quantity. Now what will be 100 kilonewton? 100 kilonewton will be 100 times 1 kilonewton, right? So 1 kilonewton is 10 raised to 3 Newton. So 10 raised to 3 Newton. So 100 is 10 raised to 2 and this is 10 raised to 3, right? 10 raised to 2 times 10 raised to 3 Newton. So it is 10 raised to 5 Newton. Okay, so the force is converted into Newton, that is SI units. Young's modulus is given in Newton per meter square, so no need to worry. Next is, it's better to write down the formulas of what you need to calculate. Okay, so what is stress? Stress, we know it is force by area. Do we know the force? Yes, we know the force. Do we know the area? No, directly area is not given, so we will have to calculate the area. Because radius is given, we will be able to calculate the area. Okay, so let's go ahead with the first thing. So stress. So part A is stress. So what is stress? It is force by area. Now in this example, we know it is a structural steel rod. Okay, so this is a rod, for example. Okay, so the area here, it is not of the cylindrical, because it is rod, we can take it as cylinder. It is not of the cylinder, it is the cross sectional area. Okay, so the cross sectional area is nothing but the circle. Like if you cut it into half, what you get in this part is the area. Okay, so this is circle. So what is area of the circle? It is pi r square. So it is f upon pi r square. Okay, so we know the force. Yes, we know the force. We know the radius. Yes, we know the radius. Okay, so we can directly substitute it as force is 10 raised to 5 Newton divided by pi. Pi can write it as 3.14 times. What is r? 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So 10 raised to minus 2 meter the whole square. Okay, because it is pi r square. Okay, so let's do the calculation. It is 10 raised to 5 Newton upon pi is 3.14 into 10 raised to minus 2 square. So it will be 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. Okay, so let's do the 10 power, so it will be easier for us. So it is 10 raised to 5. Okay, this comes up 10 raised to minus 4. When comes to the numerator, it becomes 10 raised to 4 divided by 3.14. And what is the unit? Newton per meter square. Okay, so when I do 1 upon 3.14, I get it as 3.18 times 10 raised to 8 Newton per meter square. So I am not showing the with the calculator and something of the 1 by division. So after calculation, now I've made it simpler, so you can do the calculation and get the answer. Okay, so the next part what we have to calculate is the elongation. Okay, so B, elongation. So what is elongation? Elongation is nothing but how much the length has changed, that is delta L. Okay, so now we have to think like where all delta L comes in the formula. Either it comes in strain, and next is it comes in the formula of Young's modulus, right? So we have no idea of strain till now, because the next part is to calculate strain. Okay, so it's obvious that we have to use the Young's modulus formula. Okay, so what is Young's modulus formula? Young's modulus was stress by strain, right? Stress was force by area, strain was delta L by L, right? So now before rearranging the terms, know that F by A, that is stress, we already know. So you need not worry about the F by A. So you can directly write Y equal to stress upon delta L by L. And you need to calculate delta L, right? So I'm taking delta L, like rearranging the terms, delta L to the left hand side. So delta L will be stress, will remain as it is. Okay, so the L comes up from the numerator and Y the denominator. Okay, so this is an easy formula. Now you know the stress, you know the length. Okay, you know the length, and you know the Young's modulus. So you have to just substitute and know the answer. Okay, so what is stress? Stress, we have calculated it as 3.18 times 10 raised to 8 Newton per meter square. Okay, times L. Length is given as 1 meter. So it is 1.00 meter upon Young's modulus. Young's modulus is given as 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. So this unit cancels off, so the unit will be meter, it's clear. So what is delta L? After calculation, I get it as 1.59 times 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, so this is the elongation or the change in length. Now this minus 3 is in terms of meter, right? So because it is minus 3 and it is easier to convert, and we know that 1 millimeter is 10 raised to minus 3 meter, so I can write it as delta L is 1.59 millimeter. Because 10 raised to minus 3 meter is 1 millimeter, so here the 10 raised to minus 3 factor goes off as millimeter. Okay, so that was easy. So the next part is strain. So C part is strain. So what is strain formula? It was change in dimension divided by the original dimension. So change in dimension is delta L divided by the original dimension is L, right? So we have to calculate strain. Now we know the delta L by elongation. So what is delta L? It is 1.59 mm. Because I am using just SI unit, so I'll take this value. Okay, so it is 1.59 times 10 raised to minus 3 meter, and L was 1 meter. So 1 meter. Okay, so strain is also calculated easily because it is 1. There is no need of worry. So it is directly the answer, 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3. There is no unit because meter and meter can. So let's move ahead with the example 9.2. So in this it said that the copper wire of length 2.2 meter and a steel wire of length 1.6 meter. So there are two wires given, copper and a steel one. Both has a diameter of 3 mm, are connected end to end. When stretched by a load, the net elongation is found to be 0.7 mm. Obtain the load applied. Okay, so let's see what's given. So first is length of the copper wire. Okay, next is steel wire length. Next is the diameter and the net elongation. Okay, so let's write it down. So copper wire length I'll denote by LC. Okay, so copper wire length is given as 2.2 meter. So it's in SI unit of meter, so no need of conversion. Next is the steel wire length. Okay, so I'll denote by LS, which is equal to 1.6 meter. Okay, the diameter of both the wires is the same. So diameter is 3 mm. So 3 mm. So I'll convert it. So we know 1 mm is 10 raised to minus 3 meter, right? So 3 mm will be 3.0 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. That is 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, so that is the D, the diameter. Next we have the net elongation. So what do you mean by net elongation? Net elongation means the copper, both the elongation of the copper and the steel wire, because it is connected now. See, they have connected end to end. So the net elongation is elongation of the total, like the total steel and the copper wire. So I'll write it as net elongation delta L net is equal to 0.70 mm. Okay, again it is in mm, so we know the conversion. So it is 0.7 times 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Okay, so I have converted into SI units also. So now what we have to obtain? The load applied. So what we have to find? That is, we have to find the load. Load applied means nothing, it's just the force. Okay, so what is the load applied? Okay, so this was the given part, and this is what we have to find, that is the force. Okay, now we have to think on the question that it is given. The hint is given is that stretch applied is same. The stretch applied is same. So what does it mean? That the force applied is same. Okay, so the force on both the wires is same. Next, what is same? It's the diameter. So if diameter is same, it implies that the area is same, right? Because diameter is directly linked to the area of the wire, because area is pi r square, and as the diameters are same, the radius will be same, so the area is same. Okay, so the force and the area is same. So what is the quantity that gives, like force and area, what quantities gives is that stress. Okay, stress is force by area. Okay, so they are saying that the stress applied on both the wires is the same. Okay, so what is the formula? Like stress, we know it's force by area. So in terms of the Young's modulus, what is Young's modulus? Young's modulus was longitudinal stress upon longitudinal strain, right? Delta L by L. Okay, so because the stress is same, so stress can be written as Y times delta L by L. Okay, the stress for both the wires, that is the steel and the copper wire, is the same, right? So stress for copper wire, I am writing as C, is same as stress for steel wire, right? Both the wire, the stress applied is same. So this formula, that is Y times delta L by L, will be same. So for copper, I'll be using the subscript C, and for steel, I'll be using the subscript S. Okay, so Ys times delta ls upon ls, sorry, it is a copper thing, so C is equal to ys steel for steel, delta ls upon ls. Okay, got it? So Young's modulus of copper and steel, we know it is given directly, so there is no need to worry about it. So from here what we can calculate is delta L, that is elongation of copper divided by elongation of steel. Okay, so delta LC upon delta LS, what it will be? Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of copper times length of copper will go there, so length of copper divided by length of steel. Okay, got it? So we'll calculate it. So what is Young's modulus of steel? It is 2.1 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square upon, what is Young's modulus of copper is 1.1 times 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. Got it? Next is length of copper. We know length of copper is 2.2 meter, and the length of steel is 1.6 meter. So it is 1.6 meter. Okay. So there will be, it will be unitless quantity because each unit will cancel off each other. So delta LC upon delta LS is, after doing the calculation, I'll get it as 2.5. Okay, so that, what does that mean? Delta LC can be written as 2.5 delta LS, right? Okay, so we found the delta LC is 2.5 delta LS. Now what is given is the delta L net, that is a net elongation. So what does net elongation means? It is nothing but delta L net is elongation of copper plus elongation due to steel, right? So we know delta LC in terms of delta LS. So what was delta LC? It is 2.5 times delta LS, okay, plus delta LS as it is. What is delta L net given as? It is 0.7 mm, right? And we have converted into meter, that is 0.7 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter, right? So from this equation we can know the delta LS value. So let's calculate. So it is 0.7 times 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Delta LS can be taken as common. It is 2.5 plus 1. Okay. So delta LS 2.5 plus 1 is 3.5, which is equal to 0.7 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. Okay. So what will be delta L? S will be 0.7 times 10 raised to minus 3 meter divided by 3.5, right? So delta LS will be given as 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. Okay, so we were able to find delta LS. Okay, so if you want delta LC, we will substitute back this value into this formula and we'll get the delta LC. Okay, so here I have calculated delta LS. Okay, so as we calculated now delta LS, that is the elongation of the steel also. So now we can put into this formula, like, so stress is Young's modulus times delta L by L. So what is stress? It is force by area. Okay, so we will specifically see for steel now. Okay, so Young's modulus of steel times delta LS of steel divided by LS. Okay, so we have to calculate the force. So force is Young's modulus times area times delta LS upon LS. What is Young's modulus of steel? It is given as 2.1 into 10 raised to 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. Okay, so what is the area? Area can be given by pi r square. So before going into it, we have just given the diameter, that is 3.0 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter as I converted. So radius will be half of it. So radius will be 3.0 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 2. Okay, so it will be 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters radius. Okay, so the area will be pi r square. So pi times r is 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter square. Delta L as we calculated was 2.2 into 10 raised to minus 4. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter divided by length of steel. So length was steel was given in the sum, so it was 1.6 meter. So it is 1.6 meter. Okay, so it's better to for you to take all the powers of 10 aside and then do the calculation, so it will be easy and better. So I'll help you out. So it will be 2 into pi value is 3.14 into 1.5 square multiplied by 2 divided by 1.6. So now the power of 10 to the power 11 times 10 to the power minus 3 square, that is 10 to the power minus 6 times 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, so this can be done. So I am taking this 2 with 2, so it's 4 into 3.14 into 1.5 the whole square upon 1.6 times 10 raised to minus 6 minus 4, it is minus 10 plus 11, so it will be just 10. Okay, and now you can do the calculation and get the force as 1.8 times 10 raised to 2 newtons. So I think the sum was pretty easy, but it has it was jumbled up in words. So you need to break it down and understand what needs to be calculated. So what it was given was length and diameter, and the net elongation was given, and we needed to calculate the load applied, that is the force. So what we thought was as the force and the area was same, so the stress was equal for both the wires. Hence we put it into terms of stress of copper and stress of steel, and we found that delta LC was 2.5 delta LS, and after calculation by delta LNet we got the value of delta LS. So you can do either way, that you can calculate of LC also and then calculate it force by area. So it's better, you can try that and you will find the force is same. Okay, and we substituted the values in the stress formula and we got the force as 1.8 times 10 raised to 2 Newton.